Namaste people, I am Anmol Sarkar. So if you guys have seen my introduction video, you guys must have an idea about who I am and what I am trying to do and what this channel is all about. So and if you have not seen that video, please go and see that video. For Facebook, I'll share the link in the comment section, and for YouTube, I'll share the link in the description. So please do not forget to watch that video. And without wasting any further time, let's get straight down to today's topic. So in last video, if you have seen that we have talked about the current political developments in regarding the caste system, where many lobbies were activated to falsify the statement of Dr. Baba Saheb, which Dr. Baba Saheb Ambedkar had given. So in 2001, I said there was a famous researcher known as Michael Bumshad. He did a study on these race genetics and how he carried it further. In 2004, another team of 6 scientists were appointed to do the research, and what they have found, we have seen that in the last video. In today's video, we will see that how there were counter narratives to this, so and how they were suppressed and how they were sidelined by this left historians. Okay, so in India today, the news channel India Today had given a report of a study which presented that this race theory of Risley and the Bumshad study is controversial. So this article drew parallel with Risley's scientific proof of racial foundation of caste from century earlier. After providing the accolades heaped on the new study by its supporters, the magazine gave its voice to the critics. India Today brought out the observation of Dilip Chakrabarty, a Cambridge University archaeologist. Name is Dilip Chakrabarty. That race itself is not so easily defined when one is speaking of entire continents. Asian, African, European are geographical in terms that do not indicate homogeneous population. Means this Dilip Chakrabarty is trying to say that entire continent have different culture mixed with each other, and when we say about a nation is a geographical entity, not a racial entity, in which many races have come together, many cultures have come together. So the definition of race is not proper in this case. That is what he is trying to say. The article ends with this caution. Okay, now the India Today article ends with this caution. Okay, 100 years ago, Risley's nose-based theory, that is nasal index nose-based theory of European origin of caste, had met its match with B.N. Datta's nose-based theory of caste. Datta, who is Swami Vivekananda's brother, okay, B.N. Datta is Swami Vivekananda's brother, had then disapproved the theory of that higher castes of Europeans' noses merely by making more measurements. Times have changed and tools too. Now it's genetic tests, and it may take many more of these to set the rest of the controversy that has returned after 100 years of Risley. Okay. Now after this lobby was so desperate to prove this theory, so they tried an attempt again in 2006. So in 2006, a major genetic study of Indian population was taken up by a team of 12 scientists, among them Sangamitra Sahu of the National DNA Analytics Center, Central Forensic Science Laboratory of India, and V.K. Kashyap of National Institute of Biological, remember this name, okay, Sangamitra Sahu of National DNA Analytics Center for Central Forensic Science Laboratory of India, and V.K. Kashyap of National Institute of Biological, Noida, India. Their study produced that there is a result which contradicted to the Bumshad theory. Okay, the study which was done by Bumshad of how these Europeans have come or Aryans have come. It states that the Y chromosome data consistently suggests a large South Asian origin for Indian caste communities, and therefore argue against the major influx from the regions of North and West India of the people associated with the development of agriculture or spread of the Indo-European languages. Okay, This was followed by yet another research. Now they again tried to do another research in the American Journal of Human Genetics. Among these 15 scientists who submitted paper were L. Luca Cavalli, S. Forza, Department of Genetics, Stanford University, and Partha Majumdar of Human Genetics Unit, Indian Statistical Unit of India. This was not charitable towards the much said that this was not charitable towards the much publicized Bamshat studies, the study which was done by Bamshat. Okay, so they tried to do another attempt in 2009. Okay, despite of such regarding of means despite there were proofs that the caste system did not originate in ancient India by linking the DNA science or the race science theory. Again, an attempt was done in 2009. Despite of such disregarding of racial basis of Jati, modern genetics are study are being twisted to claim in just the opposite. In 2009, a paper was published in Nature. A team of lead scientists at the Center for Cellular and Microbiology, Molecular Biology, Microbiology and Molecular Biology (CCMB) in Hyderabad, together with US researchers of Harvard School and MIT, have studied more than 500,000 means 5 lakh genetic makers across the genes of 132 individuals from 25 diverse groups. Now they propagated this Bamshat theory and said that the caste system in India is human rights violation. Okay, basically they are human rights violation. Now see how these studies are getting linked with human rights activists to gain the political momentum in this country and to influence voting patterns. Okay, now in 2009 session they claimed that this is in 2009 session of UN Human Rights Commission in Geneva. They stated that this caste based discrimination is human rights violation. However, there was one archaeologist or researcher in that team which discarded that theory and said that his name was Thangaraj Kumar Swamy of Center and Cellular and Molecular Biology. He said that his words, "Our paper basically discards Aryan theory." Now listen to me very carefully. Our paper basically discards Aryan theory. What we have discussed in our paper is prehistoric events, not Aryan theory. Data included in this study are not sufficient to estimate the time of ANI settlement. However, earlier studies using mtDNA and Y chromosome markers suggest that the ANI are approximately 40,000 years old. We predicted that the ASI are the part of the Andamanese migration, therefore they could be about 60,000 years old. Our study shows that the Indian populations are genetically structured, suggesting that they practiced endogamy, means internal mixing, not external mixing, endogamy for thousands of years. Every population is genetically unique, but we cannot assign the genetic information to differentiate whether he or she belongs to higher class or lower class. This sentence is very important. Every population is genetically unique, but we cannot assign genetic information to differentiate whether he or she belongs to higher caste or lower caste. As one is aware, Jati caste has been introduced very recently. As one is aware, the Jati caste system which is prevalent today has been introduced very recently, and it did not originate in ancient India. This is the study which they have done in their research paper that clearly shows, and this is the scientific evidence to it. Okay, so this was all about the caste system, guys. So we conclude that the caste system did not originate in ancient India. It was brought into the Indian political landscape and cultural landscape by the British. Okay, so please be aware of such things, and we will continue after this series at how caste system is taking place and how reservations came into picture and feminism came into picture. So in next video we will study about the Dravidian politics and how, as we have said, that when this Max Muller and Risley came, they classified Indians into Aryans and non-Aryans, and when non-Aryans felt neglected, how people from the left or the western left came and gave this identity to non-Aryans as Dravidians. Okay, and we will go into entire details and how it took place. Okay, so this was it for today, guys. Please enjoy this video and have a nice day.